Hey everyone, it's Marvin at First Presbyterian in Columbia, Missouri, and the spirit of summer word for Thursday, July 8th is sunburn. You know, if you're fair skinned like I am, it's really easy to get a sunburn in the summertime. Uh, your skin turns red, it hurts, it's hot, it's painful, and then after that, the blistering and the peeling begins. And I am susceptible to a particular kind of sunburn or sun poisoning called polymorphous light eruption. Basically, what this is see, I'm pretty good about staying out of the sun in the middle of the day and wearing sunscreen and wearing a hat. But then I'll go to the beach to visit my mom and my sister who live at the beach in North Carolina, and I'll take off my shirt on the beach. And even though I'm wearing sunscreen, if I'm just out there in the middle of the day for a couple of hours, I break out in hives all over. I get hives all over my chest and up and down my forearms and my shoulders, and it's really unpleasant. But you know, other people who have darker complexions, they can be out in the sun for much longer periods of time than I can and not suffer nearly as great ill effects. Now, I think that the way that we react to temptation is kind of like the way that we react to sun exposure. Some people are simply more vulnerable to certain kinds of temptations than other people are. So, for instance, some people can be put in a situation that's extremely conflicted and they can stay level headed, cool, calm, and collected, while other people in that same situation might just blow their stack. Or think about people who are in the public eye. There are some people who can be famous and receive adulation and praise from lots of people without it going to their head. But then there are other people who find themselves in a similar position and they do let it go to their head and they become susceptible to vanity or to spiritual pride. So all of us react differently. Just as we react to sun exposure, we all react to different kinds of temptations in different ways. Some of us well, some of us not so well. So it's important that you understand what kinds of situations and temptations bring out the worst in you. It's important that you practice a little self-reflection so that you can take some steps that are kind of the spiritual equivalent of staying in the shade in the heat of the day, or wearing sunscreen, or wearing a hat, limiting your sun exposure. What are those things? What are those things that bring out the worst in you? What are those temptations that you're most prone to? And what are the things that you can do to prevent you from getting burned, from yielding to those temptations and doing harm to yourself and to other people and doing harm to your relationship with God? I think that to answer this question, it's often really helpful to have a friend who is a Christian, whom you trust, who has a great deal of spiritual maturity, that you can have a conversation with about these issues. And maybe they can help you explore what kinds of situations you have some immunity to and what kinds of situations you're vulnerable to, and what are the steps that you can take so that you don't fall into sin, but protect yourself, protect others, and enhance your relationship with God. So I would encourage you to reflect on that this week. What are the situations that you might get burned in, and what are the things that you can do to avoid those situations or avoid harm coming out of those situations? And who is the person you can be in conversation with about these issues? So thanks for taking some time with me this afternoon. I hope this talk has been useful. And again, I would just remind you that you can get a daily update from me on the spirit of summer by subscribing to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/FPC Columbia. Take care and have a great and safe and happy summer.